Hey everybody, it's Morgan back with day 2 of the 30-day success plan I'm hoping to set up for you. I'm back with some tips today that I have learned over the years, and also taking the advice of some of my business coaches I've been working with over the past couple of years as well, and really just trying to help you implement them into your unique business so that you can feel successful and want to keep working at it as much as you can, because it really is an amazing business. And I think sometimes we all get a little overwhelmed and we feel like we've failed because we haven't kept on task, and that's not entirely the case. But what I will say is procrastination, which happens to be the topic of today's video, procrastination is a huge killer of people in the network marketing business. There's a statistic out there that 97% of people who start a network marketing or direct sales business end up failing or quitting, and only 3% are successful. And honestly, I think those are pretty dead on numbers, because I hear all the time, even from people who have been on our team in the past, that it's the business's fault. And our top leaders have shown us that that's not really the case. Oftentimes, we just kind of lose track of our goals and we lose track of where we were going. It wasn't maybe what the presenter who sponsored you said it was going to be. They said it was easy. They said quick money. And any of us who have stuck with the business for any amount of time know that this is not easy and it's not instantly successful. We really have to put time and energy into it. So to keep you hopefully feeling confident and wanting to continue on, that's why I'm doing these series of videos with some tips to make you feel like you're not alone if that's how you're feeling, and also maybe know how to combat those feelings a little bit, so you can become successful again. And at any time, if any of you guys watching this video have questions, please feel free to drop me a message. Honestly, if it's product related or shipping, any of those things, those all need to be directed to support, because that's not what I know about. What I can do for you as your leader is offer you support and suggestions, and try and help you grow your business as well. But when it comes to how come something's out of stock, when is it coming back in, what's up with the shipping, all those things, I don't have those answers. Only support does. So put in a ticket for those. So combating procrastination, there's a couple of tips that I follow myself, because I tend to be a chronic procrastinator. I'm one of those in the 9th hour, you pull it all out and get it all done, and that doesn't always work in this business. So I am a list maker. I make lists for everything. At work, I have a huge whiteboard that I have to check things off of, and sometimes it gets done and sometimes it doesn't. So which is why, if you watch day 1, I have a ton of alarms set. So if I had a deadline by the end of a month and I had it on my whiteboard, but the checkbox is still empty, like a week before the end of the month, that's my 9th hour coming in, and I'll plow through it that last week. So that's a really unhealthy habit, and I don't suggest doing it, but that's kind of who I am as a person, and at least I recognize it. So I work from lists. Generally they work pretty good. If I can remember to bring the list with me. Hang tight, my kids are calling me. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Thanks for that. Boo-boos, right? They always need some attention. So, okay, so I think I left off on making yourself a list. I like lists that have little boxes next to them that I can check off, because every time I make a check box, I feel like I've done something good or been successful that day. So lists are a big deal. You can put anything on them. Your social media posts, your laundry, you have to break life up in order to fit it into this. And most of us aren't exclusively working our unique business. We're probably working another job, or this is supplementing something we're already doing. So to feel like you have 6 hours every day to work on this is craziness. At least it is for me, because I work a full-time job outside of Younique. So I make a list of what I want to get done throughout the week. And my kids are waving to me. And that's kind of what I stick to. I check off the boxes as I go. It includes my blog posts, making my infographics on the tool that I use, another thing I'll talk about down the road when we get to tools. My emails, when I send those out, I need to have a list, because there's so many, we call them balls in the air, they're all floating around up here, and you have to kind of remember where they all go. Well, I need a list to remember what all those balls mean up there. So the other thing I do is I try and break apart really big tasks. So I talked yesterday about some blog posts that I try and write, and blog posts aren't always super easy for me because if any of you know me, I'm not super makeup savvy, and I know that sounds crazy being a Younique presenter, but I just like the products myself, and I've learned a ton as I've gone, but I'm not one to do a full face every day, just because that's not my style. And my husband hates it when I wear lipstick or stuff like that, and he won't even smooch me with it. So I have selective times. It makes his lips feel gross, he says. So I'm not a huge makeup savvy girl, so I have to find a way to find a connection to people who are going to buy products from me, and it isn't from me doing product demos usually because I'm not really good at it. My friend on this team and a great teammate, she's amazing at it, and she does live videos and anything you can think of, and she's great at it, but that's not my style, and that's okay. It's just I have to find something that works for me. So if you're feeling like makeup is intimidating to you, don't let it be. Makeup does not need to be intimidating. It's just makeup. And I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there and Instagram people who are super makeup-y, and they got their style right, and they always do their eyeliner right, and they talk about how you should know if this is matte and if it's in stock and if it's this, that, and the other, and what the latest trends are, and that's not me. If it isn't in Cosmo on the Facebook feed, I probably don't know it that well unless I'm specifically looking for that information. So I have some friends who have worked for MAC before, and sometimes they'll give me some cool little updates to put in a blog, but I'm really a researcher, and I'm honest about it. So I think honesty is a big thing too. We'll get into that down the road. So breaking down big tasks, this blog post situation, most of my blog posts require me to do research. Most research doesn't happen in 20 minutes. So I have to break down my blog posts into easily attainable tasks. And that might just be Monday, I figure out what the topic is. Tuesday, I figure out the points I want to cover. Wednesday, I start researching those points. Thursday, I make the infographics. Friday, I write it. You know, and so that's how I need to work. And oftentimes I might only get one blog post out a week, and that's fine. Some days I might write 3 on Sunday. But if I'm having a struggle during the week to get work done, I try and break down what I really want to get done back to that deadline, setting a deadline for myself, and break it down so I feel like I've at least chipped away at it. And that's really helpful. Another thing, back to the deadlines, make a deadline. This darn blog post has been killing me, and I know not all of you are writing blog posts, but you'll probably be able to think of something like, oh, I've really wanted to have a party. I've really wanted to set up a link for that person. I've really wanted to double check with all my past customers how they're really liking it, because last month I had 3 new customers. Well, have you followed up with them? That's a big task. Do 1 a day. You don't have to do them all. If you have a private group going on and you're planning on doing like a VIP sale, make your VIP infographics, you know, one day, figure out what you want to write the next and post them. So don't feel like you have to do everything at once. And the next thing is really turn off distractions. And if you have kids, it's impossible, as you can tell from my video right now. But if you can turn off the TV, put your phone in the drawer, unless you're working from your phone. I oftentimes will close a lot of the tabs on my computer, the ones that I don't need to do the task that I'm working on, because I'm really easily distracted with that. I tend to be super impatient also. So when I'm working on an infographic, and I have a design degree as well as a nursing degree, so I really get honed in on that. So for me to stay focused on that, that's easy. But if I'm working on the blog post, not so much. So when I'm doing the blog post and writing and researching, I close all the social media tabs, so I can't even see that somebody's updated me. So it works for me. So reduce your distractions as much as possible. I know well, if you have kids, that might be really hard, and you might have to do some stuff after they go to bed or send them out to the sand pile. Like I said, mine are playing right out this window here. And that's why I'm getting the rest of this video done. So I just want to make sure that I'm showing you that everybody in this company is human, and if they are seeming to be superhuman, then that might not be the most honest presentation, because we all have lives outside of here, and we all need to figure out how to make it work, and that's okay. We all do that a little differently. So I'll see you at day 3.